Hi, I think I'm live. Let me know if you guys can hear me alright. Hello, 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 Nana. Ooh, okay. Let me see if this time Streamlab actually. I don't understand how this works. this software is very weird. Supposedly it should show me all the live chat on its window, but it doesn't. I actually have to go to the YouTube version. Anyway, hi everyone. Good evening, good morning, good midnight. For the people who are staying up midnight somewhere in the world, sorry about this timing. I wish there's a way actually to have this worked out for everyone, but as the earth is round, there's literally no way of getting around this problem. Really? Is there anyone? Lumia? Lumina. Just here for me. Oh my god. I would be so flattered. And not haven't seen the drama. APM. Well, APM is not bad. That's like east, right? On the coast. I'll wait for a few minutes. 7:01. Thank you. Just here to support. Although, like, are you happen to be in Korea? Oops. Because there's gonna be a big event, I think, in Seoul, like in December. There's a big sort of Guardian Weilan fan kind of like merchandise big event. They've already started selling tickets on Twitter. Yeah, and I found out about it too late. So they actually stopped admitting people, I think, around August, and didn't find it out like this month. So I sent messages to the event organizer in South Korea, and it was like, "Can I come?" They were like, "It's all booked." I'm like, "Okay." So if anyone is actually in Seoul, in South Korea, and you're a Guardian fan, you probably already know about that. You should go and check it out. It seems pretty amazing. Yeah, the Annie, about the book spoiler thing. The thing is, there have been people who can watch this stream asked me about what is the book ending. They want to know, and because the translation is too late, so now we have a problem. We have people who really don't want to know about the book ending, and then there are people who really want to know. What should I do? Should we get a vote? I wish I live in Korea too, because fan art is such a big thing, and it's like so just support it. Everybody do it, and it's fine. Like in China, doing fan art is like, let's just say, not ideal these days. Right, you're not from Korea, right? Yeah, I was thinking this timing is really awkward for Korea because it's like what, 9 a.m. People would be working or going studying, like not really sitting in front of a live stream. It doesn't make sense this timing. Oh, Juilong's 20 million. That's like tomorrow, right? Here, tomorrow morning. Depends on if I'm awake, because it will be like 7 a.m. in the morning, so. And I need to download a different app on my phone to just be able to join that stream. Okay, cool. So if I'm gonna say it's weird, it's gonna be a lot of spoilers in that way. And then how would people know to come back? Because this is live. I wouldn't know what time code for people to come back when it's no longer spoilers. Oh god, that's troublesome. But the thing is, with the book, I think most people know, right? Like, if you watch the drama, and even if you're not Chinese, you don't read the book, have you not ever heard about what the book ending is? I'm just really curious, because maybe I just know it too well to like not even compute that people actually don't know about the book ending. Well, it's different from the drama ending. That's what I can say for sure. Hi. People from all over the world from Norway. Wow. Yeah, Guardian's translation on Wattpad with Rainbow Seven is really good. He's really good, but he's slow these days. You know. It's not completed. It's up to 82. And so he still has 24 chapters to go. And they get longer. Okay. Each chapter gets longer from like 70 onwards. It just gets longer and longer and longer. So I feel for him. Why does he take on such a task for no money? It's crazy. Well, but I've done crazy things enough, so I understand when it comes to Guardian, you just do the most unreasonable crazy things. Yeah, the book is pretty fun. I mean, in China there are two versions. The simplified version, printed this year, that has the very obvious BL content edited out and adding a few things here and there just to make it coherent, because there's parts of it is rewritten. Then there's the traditional Chinese, which is like the character traditional, and it's first published in Taiwan. And then that's the same version as you'd see in the original version, with just minor changes, such as like Chinese version of spelling mistakes. And also, the traditional Chinese version contained the extra chapter that she wrote specifically for that edition. That is the ancient times of past life story that I did read in audiobook as well, but that's not in the contemporary version. So those are and then obviously there's the text on the internet. So in terms of book, written text, I would definitely recommend, because please read the book. And once you understand the book and you watch the drama and you understand it better, that's the thing. Okay, if he's studying to be a lawyer, then I am amazed he can even translate anything at his free time. Like, why does he have free time if he's studying to be a lawyer? He should be dying right now. Sorry about that, but lawyers and doctors and all those engineering, nightmare majors. Yeah, the cat is funny. Who doesn't love the fat cat? Like, I want a cat like that too. Although in the book he's a long hair cat. He's a very long hair, fat, black cat with green eyes. I guess it's very hard to find such specific cat, so they had a short hair and yellow-eyed fat cat. Okay, study, go to study. Yeah, do your what you're supposed to do, and when you come back, the video will still be here. Oh, today the speed of stuff rolling is very fast. I can tell because it's Guardian. Yeah, there are physical books for sale. They're all over China. if you can go on Taobao or any of Chinese online shopping sites, you'll be able to buy them. I actually bought two sets of them for a Russian fangirl when she came to visit China this summer in Beijing. And I bought it for her and shipped it to her hotel, and she picked them up and then she paid me via PayPal. Love internet. Just oh, the book is so much better than the show. The thing is, they acted as if they're acting the book. Like the actors, both of them read the book, so they're playing the relationship and dynamic and, let's say, the looks of the book character. It's just that they're saying the script's lines because censorship. I have no idea why it's written so badly. The script was a shit script, but they are acting the sort of like corresponding parts that's actually in the book. Although they're speaking the lines in a script, they're acting the feel. That's the best way I can describe of the book. So if you read the book and you understand, you immediately have a better understanding of why the actors are the way they are. So it gets much better. The deleted original ending scene was really bad, so probably better, good idea to not have it released, because it's an even shittier one, you know. So just the drama's ending, like the drama actually began to fail probably after episode 14, 15. I'd say push it to 16. After episode 16, it started to go all over the place and completely just blah. And then episode 25, yeah, it has like highlight moments, but in terms of the story, like when it's really start to fall apart is I think around 16 something. Yeah, the casting is so good. Casting saved this drama. Casting is the only reason, I think. And also I think most of the people on the crew are actually fans of the book, like the makeup people, the costume people, all the like the assistant director, you know, the fangirls in on the crew. So everybody knows like how to reference, like there's so many added little details that you can tell that like actually the team know about the original material, and they're trying to squeeze as much as content or information into what they can do. And people still till today are digging like stuff out of the drama and say, yeah, they did this, they put that thing there probably because of this, and it's really fun. Okay, I'm looking at a lot of questions. Let me just try to go through them. Eye contact was gold. Okay, I just slipped away. Ooh. Wow, so fast, people. I can't catch all the questions. Yeah, remake is definitely not possible. Wayland derivatives, if people want to make them, you know, fan stuff, that's all fine. It's like freedom of every, like you can imagine whatever you want, right? So fat cat. Sometimes gold on James. I'm just trying to see what. I haven't seen Arsenal Military Academy. What happened in the original drama ending? There was an ending that got leaked before it aired last summer, and people were like going crazy and they riot. So that ending got cut, and they re-edited stuff, I think, to make an ending that doesn't quite feel like an ending. Or maybe it's the like penultimate scene. So what you see now is actually not the last scene they've done in the original version. They basically removed that part, I think. Extra chapter. It's online actually, I think. There's like photocopy, like just photos of the copy. You can buy the book in China if you are. Like the traditional Chinese version has the extra chapter on it. If you can understand Chinese, you know, my audiobook. So if in case anyone who here doesn't know, if you go to my website, avenuex.ca homepage, there's a link where you can download my audiobook of Guardian, but it's read in Mandarin. So if you don't understand it, then that wouldn't be helpful. Or if you want to learn Chinese, it might be helpful. Anyway, the whole thing is read by me, and it's downloadable from I think on Mega Drive, and it's about 3-4 gigs of files, so it's pretty big. It's like over 100 and probably over in total like 110 chapters. So including the extra chapter. What else? Well, the behind the story of how Zhu Yilong got Shen Wei's role, I think it was initially given to a different actor who can make it. Although we don't really know exactly what's the reason that that actor couldn't make it. So I think Baiyu was already like decided as Zhao Yinglan, but then they couldn't get their first Shen Wei, so Zhu Yilong was like I don't know, like they grabbed him from somewhere. He came in very late in the production, and let's just say to the it's just like great fortune to every drama watcher that it happened that way. I think that the rumored person, I'm not gonna rumor, but I kind of know who that person is. He's also a very good looking actor. Do you know about the other one? No. Yeah, because Modu is being made, I think. Although I'm not sure how it's gonna actually work, because I just don't see how the plot can be not censored and be fully sort of recreated on screen. And if they heavily change the stuff, it kind of doesn't make sense, and there's more. It just not wouldn't be happy for the fans to see. So, in terms of silent reading, I think it's being made, but I am not quite sure how it can be made. Really, it's not really happening. Well, the book ending is happy ending, if anyone wants to know. So it's a happy, cozy, sweet, funny, that type of ending, you know. Yeah, the last episode is really heartbreaking. It's not because the plot wise it's well written. It's completely ridiculous. It's just the acting is so good that you don't care. Like, you know, you can kind of fill up all the plot holes with your own imagination. If you can stream it, then you can download it. It's a bit like it's 3 gigs, 4 gigs. It's not too big, you know, these days in terms of like downloading. You should be able to, and then you can just listen to that because it's all in MP3 files. People like went crazy when it first aired the ending. Like all the Guardian fans were like, "What the heck is this? Like, what?" You know, people were screaming and crying and like their parents like had died to that level of just despair online. I remember last summer very well. Yeah, you can say that. It was like Zhu Yilong's fate. Like really, like he blew up last year and he hasn't died like that. That heat hasn't died down even till now, which is very rare these days. I think yeah, he was fated to finally, you know, just get there. Yeah, I have no idea about silent read. It's just like silent reading is just definitely not going to be undoctored if they make it. It will be changed drastically, and why, you know. If that has to happen, maybe shouldn't happen. Favorite chapter in the book? Let me just look at all the questions. Don't attempt to understand the drama ending because it's all over the place. Like I said, it's just a completely crappy script. I mean, the script writers probably don't know why they write it like that, so don't try to understand it. The book makes so much sense. Yeah, I think like 99 probably 100% of people who actually love Guardian is because they love the lead actors and all actually supporting actors as well. You know, they're really cute and lovable and they do a good job. Nobody loved it because of the drama's quality, especially the script. Let's just be honest. um Favorite chapter in the book? I can't say, there are many. Probably towards the later parts and also those like really important moments. something in the 40s, a couple of chapters in the 60, and end of 50, 59, 60, 61, around that part. 43, if you go and read the book, you know why 43 is very important. What, something about around 80, because I remember numbers because I read the whole thing, so I remember them as chapter numbers, which might be different from the versions you see, but if you're reading on Wattpad, it would be the same. And once you get to the hundreds, you know, like once you go into about 100, everything is pretty intense. In terms of, do I think Untamed or Guardian, which is a better book? Guardian, like, without question, because if you actually read Untamed's book, you'll understand what I mean. It clearly is a lesser in terms of like writing in good language, let's just say. Untamed is really just Untamed is good in terms of it creates a very good characters and interesting plot lines. Like, not even like the plot is that unusual, it's just well planned out and it works well. But if you're actually reading the language, it's extremely repetitive. You constantly just get people like talking in alternatives. It literally is, 蓝忘机 says blah blah blah, 魏无羡 says blah blah blah, 蓝忘机 says blah blah blah, 魏无羡 says blah blah blah. If you're translating says all the time. It's just not very, you know, like it doesn't sound well, sound nice when you actually listen to reading it. Whereas Guardian doesn't have that problem. So in terms of book reading, it's much a better experience reading Guardian in terms of just words. Bai's horrible hair from Love Hotel, you know, the curly hair, yeah, and totally unrecognizable. He's one of those actors who can actually shift his face without actually doing anything. The funny thing is, actually, if you have a Huawei phone, and it will actually categorize it, like the AI would actually put people in categories, and then they would try to recognize who are in the photo. So for example, all the photos of this person, all the photos of that person. And I have seen online, like, people have like Bai's like picture in different dramas, and it's all get categorized as different people because the computer thinks it's different people. And I laughed so much at that. I was like, yeah, he's in our term 剧抛脸, drama throwaway face, means every new drama he gets, he kind of changes his face so that you don't necessarily recognize it's the same actor if you're not a fan of his, you know. So okay, so many questions, just let me read them. You don't understand Chinese and you download an audiobook. I don't know, like, listen to like a lot of like people talking in a language you don't understand. What would that be like? It must be a very weird feeling. I wish they collaborate as well, but I don't see it happening anytime soon because of the viciousness of the internet. If you guys don't know, ever since they become like big after Guardian, oh my god. And also because they were like, you know, they were in a drama that's based on a BL novel, so in terms of like their individual development, it's not the ideal thing for them to show up again in something. And besides, both of them, like, they each have a part of their fandom that is crazy and insane and stupid and just garbage humans that will, I don't know, that will just kill internet if they ever like show up in the same thing again. I don't know, like, I can't even imagine how bad it would be. I don't think it's government not being accepting. It's government doesn't quite care about this because there are too many other things to care about. You know, like the sort of LGBTQ thing is like, it's very big and prominent in the West. But in China, it's like we have probably a dozen problems that are like much more urgent and serious than this one, so nobody has any, actually people don't care about it. And I think a lot of times it's just you don't quite know how censorship works actually. So it may actually not due to any sort of intention of suppressing anything. It's more probably due to the fact that they want to promote more other things. And the thing is, China just produce so much content every year, and there's only that many hours in a year. So competition is a very, like, especially satellite TV, their slots are very limited. That's the thing. So they probably all air, those government want to promote type of content first, and that already took out every possible space for it. So Walking Dead? What do you mean trailer of Walking Dead? Is that a Chinese new drama? I'm not a huge BL novel reader. And I don't quite like web novel, just because most web novels are written in a way, if the writer doesn't go back and re-edit it, it's just like really filled with holes and problems and stuff, and it's always draggy unnecessarily. Like sometimes you can finish writing it with 200,000 words and they will blow it up to 600. I just don't want to waste my time on that. Wow, so fast. Ooh. Oh, spin-off movie? I don't know. I haven't seen it. But the concert is coming up in China. Actually, China's tomorrow. My day after tomorrow. Nanjing is going to experience crazy bands again. Public transportation, restaurants, hotels getting their business in that area. Slides. Oh, and then if anyone is curious about the alternative, the cut-off ending, if you haven't seen it, I think most people have. I think it was after like in the drama, when you see the ending happen, and then it just like finishes. But I think there's another thing at the end, which is, I think in their version, Zhao Yunlan got trapped, like in Shen Wei's like underworld, and he can't go back. And I think it's either his physical body is dead or something. Like his soul gets trapped there, and he couldn't leave. So he said, well, and Shen Wei got like somehow lost or something. Like he's gone. So Zhao Yunlan was alone in that world, and he built a freaking school, become a headmaster, because somehow Shen Wei's world doesn't have schools. Like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And then one day he was walking and he ran into two kids, like twins, both wearing glasses. And he kind of recognized they're actually the reincarnation of Mian Mian and Shen Wei. And then, yeah, that's the ending. Would you prefer it to the current one? I'd say probably not. It probably will make me even more angry about like the whole thing. So I'm okay with the current ending, and I have the books, and I know what actually happened. So I can just pull like Zhu Yilong and Bai Yu's face. I pull their faces into my brain and let their face and their body in my mind act the book out. It's perfect. I have no problem imagining it, and I'm very happy with that. So. Yeah, I think I've already said about the book thing. Guardian is a better written story as a book, as a novel, because language is important. You're writing something, you need to write it well. If you read Chinese, you will see a clear difference between the level of command on language between the two writers. Although I have to say, Untame's radio play is really well made. Such a well made audiobook, or audio drama, radio play, however you want to call it. I wish Guardian has the same thing, It would be so cool. But the problem with that is because now the two actors' voice, like their actual voices are so deeply ingrained. If they use any other people's voice to act, Shen Wei and Zhao Yinglan, it wouldn't be convincing to me. So I don't think they can make it because it's already past sort of like the reasonable time, And also just because the thing with the voice is because the drama is too well accepted and it's done by two actual people using their actual voices. I mean, can you actually imagine a different voice of them? That's the thing. I can't. I wouldn't accept it, So that's just it. Homosexuality in ancient China. Well, Chinese people never had a sort of a religion that's against it, let's just say. And then during certain periods, it's actually pretty common practice, and especially for like a social elite, it really is not like I would say there's no very sort of religion-based discrimination on that. Maybe people are just like, if there are people unhappy about that, it's just because, like, for example, you have a husband and your husband is gay and then he actually doesn't want a woman, but then obviously because he has to marry, because he has to have kids, and then the family expects that, and then you find it out, you probably hate the other guy, but you hate the other guy not because homosexuality, you hate the other guy because he takes away your husband. If it's a woman, it will be the same thing. I think especially in a lot of literature, when you read, and also historical records, homosexuality is pretty common and normal. And at times it's really fashionable. If you read Hong Lo Meng, A Story of Stone, you would know. Yeah, I will. In the alternative universe, Guardian remake was all the same people with full sort of just make the actual book with a lot of money. But maybe let's say 20 years later, if that's again allowed, and they can find a new group of actors who are actually really good, that could happen in our lifetime. But with these two specific actors, not in this universe. No, I don't think anyone would like Zhuilong and Baiyu. I don't think they would hate that they're probably really grateful, because without this they would not be here. And also, if you're an actor and you're like, very about these things, you're not gonna go very far. Especially for actors. If you're a good actor, you kind of have to let go of, let's say, especially when you're playing characters, right? You have to let go of your judgment about them. And if you can kind of, like put yourself away, it kind of hinders your work. I think they're not interacting publicly very closely these days because of the fandom situation. It just is not ideal. Also, it might just affect and impact their sort of commercial value, because they both have a lot of brands, deals and stuff, and whatever the people give money, decide that you should probably act they would have to buy that. So, but I don't think privately. I think privately they're pretty good friends. Occasionally, you can still see them like playing computer games online together. What is the difference between good writing and bad writing in Chinese language? Same thing as you have it in English, You have 50 Shades of Grey, but then you also have Harry Potter or, Game of Thrones. Oh, and you have Twilight, obviously, and then Game of Thrones. Fan edits. Yeah, fan edits of Guardian is insane, right? Bilibili was like overrun, like for last year, for 2-3 months, for the entire summer. There was like so many videos just made for Guardian. It broke all its record in every way. And mine's included. I did freaking 12 edits. That's related to Guardian. I mean, think about that. I will never do that many edits for anything. I don't think I could. This is like my upper limit. And I did it in 2018 and it's done. Yeah, and Guardian fans are so cool in China. Like, even though there are so many crazy people who just want to kill everyone who likes Guardian, like this year, July 20th, they went to the town where they filmed Guardian, and there was a huge gathering, over like 10,000 people, probably a couple tens of thousands of people, and they put on shows there, and then people there was such good atmosphere. People just like it's unseen before, like nobody would do that for drama. This is the first anniversary event they did, and then I have a friend who actually went there, and it was crazy and it was super hot, and everybody was like burning, but they all stayed there. Like, it was so cool. And I think Li Yan and the actor who played Da Qing and the actor who played Sang Zan dropped in, like helicoptered in. Nobody actually knew they were there. They would be coming, and they just showed up, and people went crazy. And like they were literally crying after that. And I think they were filming other stuff in close proximity, so they drove there, or their agents drove them there, and then they showed up and said hello and then left. It was so cool. Yeah, I'm thinking like, what if like they do another event, like say in 5 years anniversary, 10 years anniversary. It would be so cool. Yeah, I hope there's like more fan meeting too, but like Chinese fandom is so weird, and just because these two got so famous, they're like pure fans. Are just they're insane people who would actually like. I've seen a couple of things people like send out on Weibo about what happened, what pure fan did, which was like pretty scary. Like, you would not want to actually run into these people in real life, and they would actually do something in real life that's pretty scary. So this type of fan meeting in China would be probably not a very good idea. Safety problem when you think about that. Oh, I think my heating is just turned on. Let me see if I can turn it off actually. For a few minutes, because otherwise it's gonna be very humming and noisy. Fly out from Egypt. Yeah. What is your equivalent to Comic Con? I don't think we have exactly the same thing. There are manjan, like stuff like exhibitions, but in terms of Comic Con, not the same kind. I don't think. I have seen Pillow Book trailer. I feel nothing. We'll see. The thing is, I don't like the color, like the costume color. Looks really. And also, I think the type of story is just really old now. I think 10 Miles got really lucky. It kind of caught the last train of this particular genre. Afterwards, like when you think about this type of dramas, it never got that big. I mean, maybe Ash of Love last year, but still, I think interest wise, audiences interest wise, is phasing out of that entire genre. And Pillow Book was made last year, and now it's like it's so late. It's been canned for so long. Even if it does come out, say in November, it's still really late now. And then a lot of dramas are coming out in November, including like 庆余年 and then other stuff. So it will run into, again, a lot of dramas that are periods and that probably have a more, I'd say, in today's market, a bigger audience. So Pillow Book in terms of wording, and also because what happened last year was Delirova, it's just really bad timing for Pillow Book right now. So I highly doubt it's gonna blow up in any way, even if it just come out like tomorrow. I think it's just bad timing. If it happened 2 years earlier, it probably would be good, but oh yeah, if you're reading Guardian's original novel, maybe reading the simplified version will be easier, just because it's easier. But then it's edited, so parts of the scenes are actually different. If you're listening to my audiobook, it's different from the simplified print book version, because the print book version had stuff cut out. It will be pretty much the same as the traditional book version. Yeah, in the drama, like they made up all the new supporting, like all the most of the storylines and supporting roles in the drama of Guardian are actually different from the book. In the book, there's no that electricity girl. There's no that little girl who can manipulate people with her voice. There's no the guy who is actually water. There's no Asha, the purple hair guy who lived for 20 episodes and who is actually useless. I mean, even like Mian Mian, even he is actually quite different in the book. So everybody is like pretty much different. And all the stories are pretty much different. So the book has 4 core stories. It has the Li Qian story in the beginning with the diadem of like you know like in the drama it's called 长生鬼. In the book it's called 轮回鬼, so reincarnation. And then it's the clock thing, right? The reincarnation thing. That's the first story. And then there's there's 轮回鬼 and 功德比 is the last one, and then there for 山河追 is the second one. So the pillar of the, I don't know, mountain and river. I think Rainbow Seven translated as something else. So each sort of like 圣器 holy artifact actually is related to one big major plot. So most of the plot are actually completely different. Like the Wang Xiangyang story with the 功德比 is the brush of virtue is is much darker in the book and better written. And it's completely sort of tuned down and stupefied, let's just say, in the drama. So the drama is really like the plot thing. A lot of things are completely different from the book, but the sort of like the milestones of their relationship development are pretty close to the book. And then they changed when they filmed the drama. They changed certain scenes from the book, so it's not BL anymore, but it's kind of the version that's the book version. It's a different version, but it's the same thing. So when you're looking at them acting in the drama, if you just look and then you read the book at the same time and you imagine they're actually acting the book part, and you'll get it. That's the magic of Guardian. Favorite scenes, too many. There are too many. Like I can count from episode 1 to like if you want me to do that. The first, probably among the first 10 episodes, is the beating up the robbers in the you know, in the back lane part, and then afterwards going to Shen Wei's place, and rubbing some oils. That's the first scene they've shot, actually, if you don't know, the two actors. The scene that's in Shen Wei's apartment, and when Zhao Yinglan got like just actually a small injury on his arm, and Shen Wei was like oiling him. That's their first scene. I think they shot together. That's the first scene, and you can tell it's so natural. That type of like a buzz, you know, and the red. Like if you look at how red Zhu Yilong's ears, like both of their ears were, because I can tell you in real life it will be much redder than what you see on camera, because in drama shooting there's a lot of light. It's actually much brighter than sort of what you would have in the room at night, because just for the camera dynamic range thing. So if their ear appeared to be that red on camera, in real life it will be much redder, because there's so much light. It would actually take away the color. It would actually be less red than real life red. And it's already really red. So it's so funny. That's their first scene together. Like, such good actors. Because when you watch that, you can tell. It feels like it's all just like there's so much stuff going under, right? Like, you know, you can feel that. First, and I heard like when they were filming it, the crew was giggling so much. The story goes, the crew, because the girls and the people who are actually book fans were giggling, and they didn't know why. They were very confused. And then obviously the sort of 12-13 part, when he finally found out, you know, through shooting him for not for real, like all that part, like who you really are, you know, around, so from 12 to 14, that part is really funny. And obviously around 22, 23 the book part where the heart blood thing, you know, like a version of it happened in the drama. That's obviously very, very important. Also around 25, when Chu Shuzhi became a woman. And then Guo Changcheng. So Guo Changcheng and Chu Shuzhi flipped their relationship. That was so ridiculous. And the actor Jiang Mingyang was so good playing, because Chinese, right? It's in Chinese language, we call him, the version of him in that part, Chu Shuzhi. If you know the Chinese joke about that. Because his name is Chu Shuzhi, but we change it to two other characters sounding very similar, but are very common for women to have. So, what else? I mean, once it gets to the 30s, it's kind of like, the plot just completely crumbled. But by that time, you don't care anymore. You just look at their acting. Acting is so good, you know. Obviously, and Shen Wei 被绑在柱子上下不来. Shen Wei is tied to a pole and can't get down. And then the next is he still can't get down. And then the next episode is still can't get down. It was so funny. Because it's a really serious plot. But then when they titled it like that, it just like... Well, obviously, also the part when Zhao Yinglan went blind. Ha 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 ha. It's so funny. Everything is so cool in this drama, like in terms of their acting. I can tell you, like every little moments are gold. Let me think. What else I want to talk about? Do I know anything that I think most people who don't speak Chinese don't know? So that I can tell you guys. I'm trying to think. Yeah, episode titles. Like, I haven't seen any drama doing that before and then since. So since people have done it, but not very well written. But the episode titles of Guardian is so well written. It's like intertextuality type of thing. That is so cool. So it refers to the book. And then it refers to the drama. And it also refers to the fact that we can't make a book, therefore we're making the version, but you guys all know what we are talking about. So you have those type of titles that's actually telling you, okay, now this is that part. Just go and then fill it up with your own brain. It's so cool, like they did that. Opening song. Opening song is done by Chen Xueran, who is a very well-known composer who works in the U.S. He has a studio and he writes film scores. And when Leshi didn't bankrupt at the time, and they had money, so they actually put pre-production, put down a lot of money for the music. So they made music first, then made the drama. That's why the music sounds so good, but the drama is shit, because when they started to make the drama, the money went away because it went bankrupt, the company. So they had the music down already, and it's written by Chen Xueran and Luo Kun. So both of them are very well-known composer. And Chen Xueran, because he does a lot of like Western sort of like world movie scores. When he did this one, that's his demo version, because he sent his own demo, right? And then he recorded it and gave it to the production and said, you know, like, do you like it? If you like it, I'm gonna find people write different lyrics in Chinese and then sing it, find singer to sing it again. But the production was like, we really like the English version. So they kept the demo, and then they actually recorded eventually the demo version. So that's the story of the title song being in English and sounding extremely epic. Because the writer actually read the book and wrote the music for the book with all the imagination of the creation of the world, the gods, the ghosts, the fights, whatever, and then so it became too big for the drama, actually, but hey, that's how it happened. Every time Yunlan passed out, he's so jiao jiao in Chinese. He is he's the Liang who never realizes he is, and he always thought he is Yi. He is the bottom guy who mistaken himself for being on top. Upload my audiobook to YT. Wow. It's gonna be a very big task, and I wouldn't probably want to put it on my main channel just because you will suddenly get 100 video notifications from me. You know, like if I upload it chapter by chapter, and we're like, what the heck is going on? So like, suddenly 100 of videos without images shows up on my channel, and it will totally destroy my analytics, probably. If I ever do it, probably on a different channel, but then I don't know. It's pretty labor intensive if I have to do that. I think the bankruptcy is like the Leshi is the platform, I think, that actually invested in making this, but they are already making it. Probably different parts are already started playing, so they had to stick through, but they really don't have that much money, so it resulting in whatever the quality you see. And Youku really just 捡到了, right? It just ran into this big luck because it bought it and just like didn't even expect it to go anywhere. There was like no any kind of promo. They didn't expect this drama to be big, and then it blew up epically. So it's very, I don't know, like if it ended up in a different platform's hand, would it get a better treatment? You know, because Youku is really meh platform in my opinion. In terms of like business strategies plan, they're really not good at doing it. Let's look at how good Tencent is, because with Untamed, Tencent has managed to get every last bit of money out of this brand, this franchise, this IP, to the level that amazes me. It sold extra, like the last 6 episodes it sold it for 30 RMB if you want to watch it 1 week earlier, which actually gave them nearly 100 million RMB income out of nowhere because they decided to do so. Then if you don't know, the concert, which is gonna go on November the 1st and 2nd in Nanjing, but the second day they're gonna live broadcast that, but you have to pay for that if you want to watch it. So it's another 30 if you're VIP. If you're not VIP, it's 50 RMB if you wanna get a spot in the live broadcasting of the concert. So Tencent is such a good businessman, like shameless but very good at, like, how do we get money out of this? And look at what Youku did. Youku literally did nothing, and the drama actually got taken down after it aired like a week. You don't have a good baba, you don't have a good father. And then Untamed is so lucky in terms of it's actually Tencent's production. Guardians drama forgot it was supposed to have a plot. Yeah, it's true. Fortunately, it just happened to have the best actors. Yeah, Adrenaline is pretty big. And then I think it comes out next year. His drama, the Lost Tomb drama, comes out Q2, second quarter next year. Baiyu's drama will also come out second quarter next year, so we'll see. Sugar daddy. Yeah, Tencent is definitely sugar daddy. Yeah, Tencent did that, and you have to pay for it, the concert. They're so good at making money. Yeah, General Zhu and Strategist Bai merch is here. It only just arrived today with DHL, so I'm still waiting for it because I have a couple of like the Untamed pins and stuff. They're on their way, so once I get them together, I'll put them together on shelf, so in case people want them, so they can buy them together without like having 2 orders and then 2 different shipping. So I'm waiting for the things to all arrive, and then they will go out as soon as they do come here. Look at this. I only got this today. So cute. Okay, let the camera focus. Please focus. Please focus. I hope this is focusing. Does it focus? Does it focus? Does it focus? Oh, it's so adorable. So this is the like metal kind of pin thing. Like, what's the word for it? Because in China it's called baji, just for to be cute. And then that's the sticker she makes. So it's like a gloss one, but it peels off, And it's also very, very adorable. Trying to find the perfect distance for it. And then there's also a bookmark. So it's a magnetic one. Like, you clip it on the book this way, but it's, I can show you guys. It's 我接住了. I caught it. But in the general Zhu and strategist Bai's version, so you basically do that over your book, like that, and then it's a magnetic. It's so cute. It's a magnetic bookmark. Dear camera, please focus. Okay, because I have delay also, so I'm just holding it out and I'm not sure if it's focusing on it at all. Come on, focus. It's not focusing. Come on. How close do I have to be? Okay, let's just try it again. Please focus. Okay, it doesn't focus. Anyway, I'm too tired. So it's something like this. I put it on my close to my face, and you can see something like this. So it's very cute. And then the books are ready. I can show you guys as well. Let me think about that. Actually, I need to okay, where are the books? Ooh. My hand behind it. You're right. Yeah, because the I didn't update the firmware on my phone on my camera. It actually, with the update, probably a bit to focus faster. But oh, thank you, Deb. Thank you, super chat. But because I don't want to pay the money for it and don't see the point, so it's very slow at focusing. Oh, I see it. I see it. Actually, it works. The thing that pops out on screen. This is the book. And that's how big it is. It's like a very weird dimension, but it's the same kind of dimension that she has in her Chinese version, just because it's a very skinny, long version as well. And then, yeah, it's the Chinese. Including all her sort of extra chapters, because I think in the Chinese version she didn't put the stuff in, but so it's only online. But in this version, I add all those interviews. So basically, at the end of the story, there's a special interview, like that, hosted by the author. So when you see this person at the corner, that's her. That's the artist, and she is acting as the interviewer, interviewing general and strategist. And all the questions that she asks are actually collected from her Weibo account, from her fans, in terms of what do you want to ask. And then, oh, thank you. 朱一龙白宇 GDFN, what does that mean? Thank you for your super chat. So she asked a lot of questions that are very hot. For example, I can read something. I'm just trying to find something. How do you call each other in private? How about when you're in bed? So that's her questions, and then there are answers in this. It's extremely cute. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm really happy with this book. Once everything is ready, I'll have it up on my shop, which is just my website, avenuex.ca. avenuex.ca. Like where everything else is on. So our other Guardian stuff, other Untamed stuff, they would always all be there. Oh, I want to show you this. It's so cute. Thank you, Swallow. She's probably not watching this live. If you are, shout. If you're not, look at that. How cute is it? She crocheted Zhao Yunlan. So I want him to be on camera and be in focus. Let's hope it actually. Closer. And then I have the pins on his chest, on his vest. So my pin of Shen Wei and my pin of Zhao Yunlan. Yeah. Okay. Camera really doesn't work. Anyway. Cutesy. So cute. He just has like really crazy hair. And you have to like pat him down all the time. Short hair doesn't work very well. And I have so many Guardian stuff. These two are actually postcards that my friend sent me last year from China. And she actually sent me 3 separate ones. So she sent me 3. And there's one that's missing. I never received it. I highly suspect the postman took it because it's too good looking. Whether it's a postman or postwoman, I don't know. But they probably was like, ooh, that guy is really good looking. I'm gonna pocket that one. Probably that's what happened. Because that was Zhao Yunlan in episode 4 or 5 when he was out investigating the case when the girl disappears in a bath. And he was like leaning on his cart. and it's a shot of him like that, and then it's his red red vehicle in the background, and it looks so good. I have a photo of that postcard. I had never received the postcard, so that postcard is definitely with some fangirl or fanboy for sure. I can sense it. Yeah, the book is in English. Because, like, why would I publish it in Canada if it's in Chinese? It wouldn't make sense. In a simplified version of the novel, anything that says like "I love you," like similar to like "you are my," like, you know, like very direct expression of or changed or just cut out, and then like the heart blood thing, I think gets changed a little bit, like, and also the part where after Zhao Yunlan played hero, saving Denzel's distress, in the back lane, in the book, original one, they went to a like a small street corner restaurant and eat something, and earthquake happens, and then blah, blah, blah. All that gets changed in the simplified version. They actually had a date in a posh restaurant, and Zhao Yunlan was kind of like just like, you know, signaling Shen Wei, you know, I'm kind of interested, and then he got kind of like very politely and very skillfully rejected, and he felt very, very stupid afterwards. I think the writer changed that scene, so in the simplified version that's what happened, but not the online version. Good night, people. Like, if you're gonna need to go to sleep, please do. It's too late in some places. Yeah, to go into Guardian drama, just forget about logic and plot and anything. Just enjoy the acting. I don't have a Guardian shrine. I don't have that much space. I would love to. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Kisses don't exist, but sex exists in the uncensored version. But in extremely romantic and not actually explicit way at all. Like, it's literally, now it's gonna happen the next day. You know, wow, like switch off the lamp, and then it's next day. It couldn't be more clean than clean, even in the original uncensored version. College application, wow, so young. Wait, was the book scene in the drama also in the novel? Like, which one? Fade to Black. Yeah, Fade to Black. Go to sleep. Next day. Did you? I've read like snippets of it, like not a big ones. You know, just sometimes people think of a one scene and it's really well written and very short. I'll look at it. I think a lot of readers originally, when the book was serialized, like, you know, when it was updated daily, in the beginning, a lot of people thought Zhao Yunlan was on top, and then they realized, what happened? Ha ha ha. The whole thing with BL is very funny because who is on top and who is bottom is so important to BL. It's absolutely like everybody has to know who is 0 and who is 1. Whereas in reality, obviously, that's not how it works. But in the genre of BL, it's extremely important. Let me just pause this for a few seconds. I'll come back. I need to take care of something. Let me see if I can actually correctly. Okay, I'm back. Let's just see if there's any more things. Well, it's 8:11. Let me think. Probably just be here for another maximum 15 minutes, probably 10. Let's see. I mean, I can talk about Guardian for like forever. It can go to like midnight, but that would be too much of a stream. It will be crazy. And you guys will see me gradually losing my makeup and getting like dark circle literally grow on camera. Let me see if this is working because audio stream current bitrate is lower than I have no idea what it means. If you guys can hear me all right, let me know. Simplified version or the original version? Probably original, just because original is original. Simplified had added scene, which is cute, but then it cuts out stuff, right? And I like the traditional one just because it has the extra story. You know, that extra story. Traditional Chinese, very difficult to read. It's more difficult than the simplified version. I really love the extra story. I really, in a way, like, I know it can't happen anymore, but in a parallel universe, I hope they're actually making it. And it will still be these two actors, and they will add a couple of stuff, like, because the extra story, if as a standalone film, it's a little bit too thin on plot. If they add another half an hour worth, so an episode worth of content into that story, and I can see it being a actual really good period drama episode that's like extra on Guardian. It would be really cool because I really like that story. I think it's very well written. It's just adding a little bit to it, it will make it a film. I would so much want to see it happening with these two actors in the film version. I know it's never gonna happen. I can only have it in my brain, but I can see the film in my brain. I just wish this technology can actually pull that out of your brain. That would be so cool. There's not gonna be a second season just because this is not season. It's already the whole thing. The original is the whole thing, the novel, and then it ends. You know, it's not like it continues the original material. It's a pretty good ending. I mean, it's like a full, complete arc for everyone, so. Yeah, Chapelang is also gonna be live action, I think. She's very lucky, you know, her stuff gets made. And it gets made well, like with quotation mark. Unlike a lot of web novel writers who just gets their stuff made into pure shit. Yeah, the historical era in the drama is a total joke. Kunlun showed up for 5 seconds and he's dead. And it's actually played by Bai, I think. Oh my god, it's so bad. In the book, he's a god. He's one of the most important gods of the mythology, you know, like, and extremely good looking. Just saying. Ah. His doe eyes when he has such crazy long and dark lashes. It's very unusual, let's say, for Eastern Asian people to have. The original story is not very long. It's about, in Chinese, it's less than 500,000 Chinese characters, which, okay, word count. If you divide it by 1.6, which is probably modern Chinese to English translation, so it will be something like 300,000 English words in terms of how long the book is. So it's not over the top. Yeah. Yeah, Bai Yu did say that. He's like in the book he has much more power, but in the drama he kind of like is totally useless. Like what can he do? Really, he has no special power. Whatever. Like even Chu Shuzhi can at least puppet and then like string stuff, and then Zhu Hong is a snake, and then like Da Qing can transform, and everybody kind of has something. He's like, I'm just the leader of it. I'm chief. That's my superpower. I'm being chief. Okay. I'm good looking. And I think I'm on top. That's my superpower. Shen Wei is so like in a drama, he's so he's such a 精致男孩 in Chinese. Like look at his hair. Like that must be blown dry every day to look that good. And he would have all those little things, right? Like the sleeve garter thing, the collar on his shirt collar, those like decorations, pins and stuff. And he even has this. Do you remember like this? I think when he picked up Zhao Yunlan on the street curb, that scene, and you can see like he has that. What is that? That chain on his belt. It was like, ooh, okay, this guy really cares about how he, like he dresses up, let's just say, for everything. Yeah, I think he learned from Guo Fucheng in his previous film, the one with Zhao Liying and Guo Fucheng, like the spy kind of film, because the other actor wears it and it kind of like shows that type of character, and he was like, ah, good idea, I'm gonna add it on. Hello, Chen Yuhe, 你好. Side stories in the drama. And Chen is so extra and so. Yeah, he knows how to play it. Also, like I think during filming Guardian, it was his father with quotation mark period, because he's really skinny, Zhu Yilong. And then I think during that time, he kind of has like more rounded, and it actually looks really good, especially like in close up, because he tend to have like he's really skinny. So when he's too skinny, his cheeks kind of like sink, and it becomes really sallow, that kind of look. But in Guardian, he happened to be more rounded, and actually made him look really good. And also with the help of that glass, that very skinny thin metal, the black line, it really just changed the proportion of his face. So in close up, he looks so good with the glass on. The glass is just like a masterful thing that a stylist needs to get awards for that, because I think in the early stage when they designed the styling of the characters, there was shots that are actually online, when with his hair parted differently and he wears different glass, and it doesn't look good at all. Like it doesn't look as like nearly as good as what he actually ended up in the drama. They changed the glass to the circular round thing wire. It suddenly changed everything. And then they changed the hair too, and it was like, wow, that stylist. I mean, like, wow. If you actually saw the comparison, you understand what I mean. It's so well done. It just helped him so much. When he blinks, right? Yeah, he blinks. Ding 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 ding. You can hear sound when he blinks. He actually makes sound with his blinking. I don't know, like method acting. I think people want to term these things too much. Because most of the actors in China probably comes through school of acting school. They would actually have to learn the Russian. Stanislavski. I can't pronounce his name in English because I always hear his name in Chinese. But I think you already know who I'm talking about. So that whole system is like probably taught most commonly in Chinese acting school. But the funny thing is, the person who actually wrote the books about acting never succeeded in real life as an actor. So how much is that advice actually useful these days? But I would say Bai Yu and Zhou Yilong are actually different types of actor. They actually both they kind of like, they're actually very different actors in terms of how they work. I have the sense they're actually two different types, but they're very good at doing their own type. So whatever it is, as long as it works. Young Ghostkin. Who is Professor? In the book, they stayed together for a long time, decades, because they were at they were guarding the door or the entrance to the sort of the worst underworld, and they were kind of like just keep it quiet and keep it sealed. So Kunlun's spirit, like his body is already gone at the time, and his spirit is still there. He was at the gate of it, for years and decades of it, during which time, the Ghost King went to look for his scattered soul fire, if you read the book, and then collected it and then gave it back to him, and then sort of like this is my gift to you, and he didn't accept it, so it's like decades in the book that they were together and being very bored. There were only the two of them, nothing else, in a kind of dead, dark place. I don't know, how do they entertain themselves? It must be so boring. And there was like no Netflix. Lollipop. Yeah, Lollipop is added, I think, by Yu. Is he? He decided to add it, I think. Or I can't remember. Because it's not in the book. Oh, in the book, because he smokes all the time in the book, and then they can't do it on screen, so they change it into Lollipop. And I think he learned it from Yang Rong. Memory loss from his previous work with the actress who actually worked with Zhu Yilong even earlier on. The sixth degree of drama world. Okay, it's already 25. Wow, time flies. Okay. probably another 5 minutes, and then before I go, I'm gonna try to do something live, but I'm not sure if I can do it. Now I'm really, really tired. I just read the Korean. Oh yeah, Guardian. Oh, really? The novel? Cool. Yeah, original Inland is a badass, and he doesn't care about rules. So I would say one thing that I really like about the book is the people in the book are more real. Like both Zhao Yunlan and Shen Wei are actually less perfect in the book. Like they are not the Jesus Christ of the world. You know, they don't want to save everyone. They literally have. They're actually very, very selfish people in their own way. Shen Wei just wanted Zhao Yunlan. Everyone else, he doesn't care. You know, the world can go to hell. Everybody can burn. I don't care. I just wanted him. That's it. And then Zhao Yunlan is like, I only want my happy life with my wife, who he wrongly thinks as his wife, and my cat. I think there's one line is like, 老婆孩子热炕头和死肥猫, right? So, well, he wouldn't have like Hai's child, but then he has a wife and his fat cat and his like happy little life, and that's what he wants. He doesn't really care either about big things. So in the books, they're like much more real in that way. But in the drama, you know, it's all kind of like they're kind of like, we're gonna do it for the, you know, all the justice and for the world's peace or whatever. In the book, they're much less about that. They were really there because there's no other choice. It's like, okay, there's nobody else. And it kind of like got to the point where it has to happen, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do it. That type of thing. Yeah, do read, like, if you can't read Chinese, read Wattpad, but it's only up to 80 something, so there's still 20 more chapters to go. It's very well translated, Rainbow Seven. Very hard work. Once you read the novel, it makes so much more sense. If you read the novel, the drama will make so much more sense. That's the thing. And then because once you watch the drama, you can have these two actors and their voice and their look and how they interact in your brain, and you bring that into the book, and ooh, it's so good. It's so good. So finally, those two people in the book have faces that actually really work well together. Oh, cool. There's another one? Yeah, so if people can help each other figure out where the translations are, that would be really cool. I have no idea. There's another translation. Let me think if there's anything else that I can think of that would be really interesting to share. Because I know too much about Guardian to the point I can't really. I'm not conscious of what I know of of Guardian, if that makes sense. Anything else I haven't said about Guardian? Maybe I can, yeah. There would just be too much to talk about Guardian. And let me just, if anyone still have questions to ask, they really want to ask me, just put them out. Yeah, if somebody know where to find it on Twitter, just let the other people know. The pins? What do you mean? Like the Guardian pins? Because everybody knows what the Guardian pins look like, right? It's been there for like over half a year on my shop. Episodes where their characteristics change. How many what? Oops. How many NG? I don't know. Probably quite a lot. Because there is one NG at least online. When Zhu Yilong was like laughing so much, he was like holding the sofa, the couch. He was like ha 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 ha. And I think if you look at the cut they have in like in the drama, you can tell like he's on the brink of breaking out laughing. Because Drayden was like holding it, pretending to be really serious, and walk. But he was like probably, I'm gonna laugh, no. Can feel that tension. He's trying to hold it back. Weilan pins. It's just Weilan pins. It has always been the Weilan pins. Can you see it? The thing is that if I bring it close to camera, it tends to not focus. Let me try again. I have no idea. While reading your questions and see if it actually focuses. It actually usually does focus. I don't know why. Now it just doesn't want to. Come on, just give me one focus. Okay. Yeah, those are the pins. I think if you go on my website, you'll see it. And also, I think I have like a lot of edits on Guardian. I don't have all of them on YouTube. Maybe I'll go back and see which one I can upload, which one I can't, just in terms of copyright and stuff. And then, but if you want to see all of them, they're on bilibili.com, billy.com, bilibili.com. And then it's the same account name, Avenue X. He's not shirtless. It's the coat, like, you know, like it's the leather jacket that he has, but then it's not like it's not closed, and because the pins are very heavy, so they tend to just do this to him. I'm not a pervert, I promise. It's just how it works with physics. In the novel, Ling Jing is a monk, but he is a Sujia monk, so he's not in temple. He's kind of like he eats meat. So let's just say he's a real monk, but then he kind of like left temples. Cool. So if anyone wants to find out other translations, here is the Twitter. I don't have a Shen Wei doll. If I have one, I'll buy it from her because she did this for free for me, and it's too much work. And I actually talked to her about it, and I forgot. I forgot to actually. I need to talk to her. I was thinking about getting another one, so it's a pair. Casual Buddhist believer. He's actually a real Buddhist believer. Like he chants those sutras and stuff in the drama that actually has power. In the book that actually has power to defeat ghosts and stuff, and he's really good at it. Who's my favorite characters next to Weilan? I don't think there's one like that rivals it. Can I say I really like Sherlock and Watson in Sherlock from BBC? I mean, who doesn't? Such a good pair. I really love Eric and Charles in X-Men. It's my like another CP I really like. I mean, Wang Xian is not bad. I actually really enjoy the audio drama because it's pretty. Has anyone actually caught up fully with the audio drama? It's so daring in terms of like what they dare to do with Untamed. They really go at a full, you know. Okay, it's already an hour and a half. This video is gonna end up too long, so let me just see a few final questions. Yeah, the Xiaowei thing. The Xiaowei thing is very important because it never explained it in the book itself. It never actually happened also in the drama, why he is so shocked. But if you read the extra story, it actually is there. So in the traditional version, extra story, the writer who wrote this for the Taiwan publication. It's the name that Kunlun's one of his incarnation named Shen San called Shen Wei, because he changed his name from Wei to Wei, and then he calls him Xiao Wei in the extra story, in the extra chapter, when they were like in some kind of like ancient dynasty. And so it's funny. I don't know if like when they acted that way they knew this extra story, or they like, it feels like they knew, otherwise they wouldn't act that way. But that way of calling Shen Wei Xiao Wei is actually only in the book extra chapter. So before we go, let's try something. If I can actually make it happen. Requires a bit move around of stuff. I want to play something, but it may actually not work out very well. And then it may not focus either. So you might have to see something blurry. And let's see if it can happen. Okay. I did it! Without obvious mistake. And I had to move my mic just because the sound would not actually be fully captured if it's too far away. So that's it. That's the end. And did you know what, like, do you guys know which one it is? It's one of those OSTs in the drama. And it's the only one that actually works really well with Guqing. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you for joining in this very long live. Oh my god, it's like 1 hour and 40 minutes. Hope you all have a very good rest of the week, and whatever you are. And have a good Halloween. Either it's today already or tomorrow. Have fun. Dress up as Shen Wei and Zhao Yunlan. That would be really cool, actually. Yeah. So, thank you. I'll see you in my next video, and, you know, whatever next. Take care.